Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. My name's Arcadian. Welcome to Dumpster Tier Gaming. We are back at it now for what I hope is the end of Shattered Space. So it's been a fun journey. I have to say, as much as I enjoy Starfield, I feel like Shattered Space did kind of let me down a little bit. But we'll talk about it as we go through. Once we get to the end, I'll let you know my full thoughts. We'll see if the ending of this kind of picks it up, in my opinion. But yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun here. Hopefully. My goal is to finish Shattered Space in this video. If you did not, or if you were not here for the earlier videos, feel free to check them out. They're in the playlist that this video is in. But in the last video, we finally finished off the quest lines to get this thing built. The morning device, and then that allowed for us to break through the shield around the scaled Citadel. So now we are on our way into the scaled Citadel to save Anska and complete the quest line. Now, we've been playing this with our level being a fair amount lower than the recommended level. I think we started this, I was level 15, I think I'm now level 18, so we've come a long way. But we're going to try to finish this out. What level am I now? No, I'm level 21 now, so I mean we've gained quite a few levels working through this. Oh. These things are like scary. There's a few of these things that show up that are like really hard to kill. So yeah, working our way through. I'm hoping that the ending kind of finishes out strong for this. I feel like for the $30 price point, I feel like we got less than what I was hoping for. Are you guys gonna get mad at me? Please don't get mad at me. They're not aggroing yet. Yeah, we got some weapon reskins. We did get a few new weapons. Not really, like we got some armor reskins. I just feel like we got less than what we should have. It didn't feel like as big as like the Skyrim DLCs did. Like Dawnguard, Dragonborn, they added so much into the game, and I feel like this didn't do quite as much. Dang. Yeah, I feel like this didn't add as much to the game as like Dawnguard or Dragonborn did, which kind of, it gave me kind of a bad, not necessarily a bad feeling because I enjoyed the content, but it just didn't feel to be as much as what I was expecting to see, I guess. All in all, I enjoy Starfield. I think it's a good game. I've made this comment in a previous video. A lot of people are very negative about this game, and they have a good reason, in my opinion. But I don't feel like, for me personally, like I understand their point. Like the game does kind of feel incomplete in a lot of ways. I also still enjoy the game. I still think that it's a fun play. But, like I said, this does kind of feel... this DLC didn't really hit the way that I was expecting to. I don't know the best way to explain why I feel that way. I think it just feels like this should have been part of the game from the beginning, I guess. I think that's the best way to explain it. As this doesn't feel like a DLC, it feels like just like the game. It feels like material that they just cut out of the game, I guess. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I don't know, it just feels kind of weird to me. I've largely tried to avoid spoilers. Like I haven't watched barely any content because I didn't want it to affect my opinion on the game. Oh god! Yep, that was unfortunate. That one showed up right in front of me. So yeah, the game just really doesn't feel... I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know if anybody else... Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Like, am I just being too picky, or... Bethesda has problems. That's really your two options. Is I'm either being too picky and I just need to chill out and just enjoy the game, or Bethesda's struggling. So you let me know what you feel. Also, quick plug, please consider liking and subscribing, helping out a small channel. We're growing, we're doing our best. hefty ask.
You're really here. Oh, I feared what I saw. That connection we made was yet another vision. I knew the serpent would deliver me from this nightmare, but there must be some way. Every time I have attempted to leave this place, I find myself lost. Wander. Tell me, what of Dazra? The people of House Faroon? I had hoped what I saw was only some terror. You must believe me. We meant none of this. I only ever wanted to help. You do not understand. The chain reaction that started, it is self-sustaining. We tried everything. We had hoped we could complete the experiment. You have one, don't you? I wish I could guarantee your safety, but I am graced by the serpent and have retained my faculties. You will have no choice but to The reactor level is below us. Bring the interlock there.
We actually have two. Alright, we're going to take all of these. Anything healing-wise that we see, we're going to grab. We're going to have to deal with these spirits all throughout, from the sounds of it. Oh, one came up behind me too. So yeah, this is going to be fun, trying to clear all this out, but we'll get through it one way or another.
You're really... Oh, I feared what I knew this every time. Tell me. I had hoped what You must. I only ever... You do not understand. The chain react. I wish I could... You will have no... The reactor level.
Alright. Hoping one of the Big Bangs was like a rare, unique. Would have been nice to get like an advanced Big Bang. That one's got a pretty powerful weapon too, to be able to drop Andreja that quickly. So I got more damage on free, but it doesn't do as much for some reason. I guess because of their resistances. also this has more ammo in it, so I can do more shots before having to reload. If I, ouchie! Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is not going to be fun. Unfortunately. Take this one out. See? Now that did a lot more damage. That one just died automatically. Do more damage, but oh no, we've only got 2 med packs left. We're in trouble. Can't go all the way up. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Line up somewhere. Here we go. Modified regulator.
Extra ammunition is always welcome if they have any.
Extra healing would be nice. Let's see what we got. So we got 15 trauma packs. That gives us another option besides the med pack. Bad spot. I may end up having to start trying to use this so that I can get more heal packs off of them. Problem is I don't think this is going to be strong enough to take any of them out. We'll see. Alright, quick save again. We're going to quick save very periodically. We want to be... skill point. I was like, what's that? Where'd we get that?
Profit is never necessarily the aim, but if there's something worth taking...
Can I get up there? I can. There should be dead bodies up there. Here we go. Ah! Didn't quite make that one. Crazy I'm killing so many of these with this and not getting any healing. Considering this is med theft, it's supposed to give me a pretty high chance. But it is what it is. Is a mag pulse? Is that the? Oh no, it's very similar to what I already have. Okay. Yeah, mine's a refined mag pulse. I'm dead. Yep. They showed up out of nowhere.
Profit is never necessarily the aim, but if there's something worth taking...
Oh, there it is. Wait, where's that spot? So I'm just taking my time looking around because I'm looking for healing items. I'll pick up other things, but healing items is what I really want.
security lockdown.
Into security lockdown.
Good one.
We can pass through that. Wait, what? Oh, good.
This is now a combat zone. No longer serve.
Wait.
Oof. Where'd he go? Yards. Alright, I gotta figure out a way. Oh, let's see here. Go from the bottom up. Should get me through killing that turret. Okay, so destroy the modulator. Uh-oh. Ah! What just a second ago?
We should move on, if there's nothing worth taking.
Make sure we're quick saving at good intervals. We can go more health. That only gives us another 10%. Rifle gives us more damage. Medicine gives us more healing off medical items. Not off of food items, unfortunately.
Initiating shutdown.
Now security lock.
Override. Lockdown.
Hit F5. What happened this time?
useful behind.
At least we can get into this one. Question is we get, are we going to be able to get out of it? I don't see any like that. I think this is a bait piece. What about something like this? Okay. Hey. There we go. And then we need these two. That needs a master. Unfortunately, it looks like all that's in there is a regulator. Okay, we're gonna open door. Turn off. Oh, nope, never mind. All the turrets are done. There we go. We can disarm the alarm system. Remote robot control. I say no, because we've already killed all the robots. So there's no need to worry about technically killing off or technically just opening the door or disarming the alarm because we've already killed off all the robots and turrets. But we could have gone there and got everybody shut down first. I don't think it's going to account for the next place though. Now we're going to reactor level. Okay, so he's down here. That's a good sign.
As I said, a new vortex interlock is needed. The reactor must be stabilized before we can proceed.
Okay, so how do we go about doing that?
And not by itself, but the experiment at the pinnacle cannot be completed until the power is stabilized. Once it is done, then we can finish what we began. I could not say for certain. When this is all behind us, we will need... There is no question that the failure of our vortex interlock caused... Beyond that, I would need to consult with our scientists. And I'm afraid...
Okay, so we need to replace the interlock. Let's see if there's anything else around here.
We did not anticipate that we might have erred in our recreation of the vortex interlock, or that we could overlook it. is time.
Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of
Come, see what you have helped to save.
What?
With all that has gone wrong, all we have sacrificed, I confess I had lost hope. I grew up hearing stories of my grandfather's communion with the Great Serpent, the immense responsibility he was given to create and guide House Varun. By the time I became Speaker and inherited that responsibility, so much had changed. The once proud glory of House Varun was diminished. We had lost our way, and I alone could not discern a path forward. I required the great... Perhaps, but were that true, were he to judge me for it, I could accept that. Perhaps that judgment still awaits me, for thus far I learned that my grandfather had attempted something similar. I found reassurance in that idea and over time, I began to see that the Great Serpent had indeed left a path for me. This vortex, the place between places, and the energy it holds. No, an unfortunate consequence of simple beings grappling with divine power. Utilizing the vortex energy, we have learned that we can the brave volunteers in this room.
So basically, this guy's been the bad guy all along. Should have seen that coming. Let's see here. We'll do the Dark Logger, I guess.
Await the chance to be the first wave of soldiers loyal to the Great Serpent and our cause. House Varun can project force on a scale unimaginable in the history of the human race. Jinan Varun's mandate can be fulfilled. The Serpent's crusade can begin anew. Despite all that has happened, their life support system... Just one more sign from the Great Serpent that we are following his will. And now, the glorious honor falls to you, my faithful servant. Activate the pods. Carry out the Serpent's will. And begin House Varun's triumph!
Or we're gonna shut down the pods.
You've killed them all! You think you can override the will of the Great Serpent? You pledged yourself to House Varun, but you are like all the rest. Weak of will, short of sight, a betrayer. And in the end, you have changed nothing! There will always be one more willing to serve, and once I have restored the Citadel, I will find them and send them out into the settled systems. Zealots! Of course they would attempt to poison this, as they do all things. They will not stop me. The work will be completed now! Come then, all of you! Ascend the Citadel, or squabble amongst yourselves. I will await you at the pinnacle.
we gotta fight our way through Varun Zealots again. Maybe.
Forward! Reclaim the Citadel! Restore the true faith! Strike off from it! This is our hour! The restoration! You will pay for that!
What? I was behind the wall. That shouldn't have got me. So the Zealots aren't actually fighting me. They're fighting the Phantoms. Unfortunately, they just kind of start attacking anybody and everybody.
Citadel! Restore the true faith!
Moving your butt.
Strike off from it! This is our hour! The restoration is at hand! The Citadel will be ours! We get the point! For the king!
You're not walking out of here. Always worth checking.
Just gonna try to run through here, try to avoid majority of the combat. Well, that's my door. Can't run through everything, unfortunately. Are you kidding me? Alright. I mean, we could try to fight our way out, but that's a lot of ammo going to be used with a lot of fighting.
The restoration is at hand! The Citadel will be ours!
might have crashed again. Yep, it did. This is crazy. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. We made it through the council chambers. I'm supposed to go through there. Let's get some healing back first. Doesn't like to be messed with. Alright, well, we're gonna quick save and then we're gonna jump through, I guess. Oh, that's definitely not where we're supposed to go. Aha. That part. Okay. Quick save again.
Despite your attempts to meddle, you have nonetheless served your... Neither you nor the zealots will disrupt our achievement now. The gate will cycle one. You and those bothersome zealots trapped inside will be cast into the void. There is nothing you can do.
Alright, so now we gotta kill an Asco Varun. Owie! They do so much more damage. Alright. Let's heal the injuries. We'll use that, and then the snake oil. That one. Alright.
Despite your attempt, neither you nor this, you and the... There is nothing you can do.
Okay, so now it's time to stop. Owie, that hurt. this is a tough fight.
Despite your attempt, neither you nor you and those... There is nothing you can...
That's one down. Oh no. Dang. He's actually pretty tanky, so we might have to work something else here. It also might help if we just get rid of the other two first. If we take them out first.
Despite your... Neither you nor you and those... It cannot miss.
Okay, so we take this guy out. Yeah, that's one down. That's two down. Now we just got an Osco. We're gonna quick sit. Oh, nope, nope. We got another one here. Now we just got right? Or is there another one? They just keep spawning more. So close there too. Closer than I've been so far. Alright, so now let's do... Gotta be an easier way to do this. If we stand in that room the whole time, I think we're not gonna... Just gonna stay back there. And he's just able to snipe.
Give up already.
Heal up a little bit. And he's down, right?
I am the serpent's chosen. I cannot be
Nope,
defeated.
he's not dead. Need to heal. Look for the vortex gate. Where do I go? Where do I go? There we go. That's where I go. That was the closest I've gotten to completing the task. Ah, we were so close to beating him there. That would have been the earliest that we've completed it. Lots of deaths. We'll get this, guys.
Give up already.
That guy down. Owie! We're gonna get through this. Like, we've come too far to quit now. I know we're supposed to be level 35 here, but we'll make this work. There we go. F5. Okay, now we're at the overload stage. We don't have any healing materials left. Let's see here. So this takes care of all of that. What do we got here? That feels a lot, actually. Oh, we do have some emergency kits.
All shall be made dust before me.
Time to stop it. Make us all
Ow. Do we have to hit it again? Oh no, we gotta... Okay, I see what we gotta do here. How are we supposed to do this with all of these people surrounding us? Like, that doesn't... Okay, let's do this. Like, if we could find a way to, like, ignore damage for 30 seconds, we'd be fine. Oh. It's gonna take all of it, it's gonna take everything we have just to do one. Alright, let's see here. Okay. We're gonna hit F5 again. Matter. People should have left. Like, this is actually kind of ridiculous. how are we supposed to destroy 4 of those? Seriously. Take everything we have. Load the vortex and killed in the air. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do. We finally hit that point where it's like, okay, we really can't go any further. Like up until now, we were good. Bad spot to be.
You are nothing.
Fortunately, I think that like we're just gonna no matter what we do, we're just gonna be stuck in this spot. So let's go back to here, where before we killed an Asco Varun.
Despite your attempts, neither you nor the zealot, you and those... No!
don't think I really have anything here that's going to be able to get me through this.
Despite your attempts to meddle, neither you nor you and those... It cannot be...
Wow.
Despite your attempt, neither you nor you and those... No.
The best we can do.
So this stuff, I figured I'd just give it a shot, see what it does.
The best.
This might actually be our answer, because it gives us a void form for 2 minutes, which seems to make us immune to damage. So if that's the case, then we might be able to get through this.
I am the serpent's chosen. I can only do his head.
Come back and say you break it.
We can pause for a moment.
That retreats that a little bit. Now the question is do we maintain void form when we activate this?
Enough.
We do. Now we can go to this quick. Oh, shoot. Okay, so if we wait till after we defeat him the first time, or not the first time, but the second time, then we can start streamlining this process.
Despite your... Neither you nor the...
So
you
we
and those
take
bu-
whatever that is.
There's just nothing you can...
Alright, so now we start killing him down. Wait to use that until afterwards. He keeps just throwing that grenade. I mean, it's what I would do if I was in his point, but still. Kind of makes it a little annoying.
Despite your... Neither you nor... You and those... There's just nothing you can do.
Okay. Clear this guy.
The best you can do.
Yeah, we've almost got to beat for the first one. Okay, that's it. That's it down for the first time. Where'd Andreja go?
Good for you.
Okay, now we can overload the vortex gate. So now we come down here, go to the very bottom, and we go void form for 2 minutes. So first, before we do that, let's hit quick save, just to make sure this works right. There we go. Get a few healing bits here. Where's it at? Where's the big one? Alright, so we should be void form, aiming to avoid all damage. Up here. so close. Okay, so now we know what we got to do. We just got to do it inside the 2 minutes. So... vortex in here. And here we go. We actually probably would have had the time if we wouldn't have taken so long to kill the second one.
My mind thinks that this is bring us another errand.
Go. Be careful not to go too far there. There's number 2 down. That retreat back here. Good. Come on. Get out of my way here. Let me hit the button. The thing was in the way. Getting it through. There's that one down. Up the jump. Inside here. Uh-oh. It's over. No longer. Nope, not enough time there. We need to heal. Heal up as much as we can. Go for a second run at it. Is this a little cheap? Probably. Is it working? So far. That's all 4 of those completed. Now hopefully we don't have to fight our way through. That would be bad, wouldn't it? We're going to use all of our food. know the trick now. That's the thing. Like, we know what we're supposed to do. Now it's a matter of just completing the run and doing it. The bridge is down. I'm going to take off and get part of the way there. Like, I know this is cutting into some of the health that we just gave up. But if I can at least get to this point, maybe that gives us a few precious seconds to allow us to finish all 4 of them before damage starts coming in. Now we go there, grab that out. Less than 2 minutes. Maybe it only works until we get to that point. So now we need damage reduction, I think. So let's do the 200 or all plus 250 damage resistance. So that's not damage reduction. Resistance. We're gonna get this, guys. This is not fun. Ouchie. And I'm gonna figure out how to get out too. Out of my way. That's where we go. Slide through the floor. Oh god. Oh god. Oh! That was not the intent. We are supposed to jump through here, but we need to use this to save us.
What are you doing? Would you destroy us all?
Probably.
No, no! You shall not escape!
Slowly, slowly.
I
You
told
have
you
been
he would
through a
make
lot.
it.
I cannot believe it. The Citadel is gone. There is no sign of Anasco. You failed. You brought us no scrap of hope for the future. You must understand that seems hard to believe.
You will have to explain yourself. Where is Anasco? Why is he not here with us?
Then truly, we are lost. Without Anasco, there is no speaker. There is no way forward.
Perhaps. Or perhaps we acknowledge a simple truth. We are currently the government. We decide what happens from here.
You would dare speak of treason? Heresy!
I speak of survival.
Please, calm down, both of you.
This is not a time to be calm or sit idly by. This is a time for action. We, the three of us, are the High Council. All of House Varun looks to us for guidance. We should provide it.
Yes, Jamal is right. We would have to name a new speaker.
Malabor, you cannot possibly be considering this madness. We do not have that kind of authority. It is not within our power.
But Lovek, it can be. We can decide that right here, right now. We can carve a path forward for House Varun. Or else, we can sit by and watch all that we have built crumble around us.
And what assurance do I have that the two of you are not just looking to usurp power for yourselves?
Then we let the Vindicator decide. And we have a herald here as a witness.
I don't like any of the houses. I'm not going to name myself as speaker.
I think it is. 3 houses stand before you. Simply choose which should represent House Varun going forward.
Okay, so House Vithal, House Dulkef, and House Kadik should. Those are the 3 ones. I think the medics were the best option. Which ones were they? Let me look this up real quick. Because they were the ones that were the most altruistic, I guess, is a word. We're not going to choose the one that are dealing with the zealots.
Was there something else?
Here we go. Was it Kadik? Let's see here. No, Sahima is part of the House Kadik, so it's not that one. What about Dul Kaf?
There are other matters that require my attention.
You can wait. Okay, so yeah, it's House Dulkef.
Then so it shall be. House Varun moves forward from this crisis and continues to serve the Great Serpent.
All must serve.
Before you adjourn, is there not one matter more to address?
I do not understand. To what do you refer?
To the matter of the Serpent's crusade, of course. The Vindicator knows of what I speak.
I don't understand. The crusade was ages ago. What does that have to do with any of this?
Explain the meaning of this at once. Truly, that was the speaker's wish. Then our path is clear.
You're an idiot.
Respectfully, I disagree. We are in no position to undertake something like that right now. We need time to rebuild, recover.
There is nothing more to discuss. If the speaker calls for crusade, then we answer.
I can assure you all that he did indeed believe in it.
Then House Vethol agrees. The crusade begins.
Right.
What does House Dulkef say?
I have no wish to defy the speaker, but he is no longer here. The Varun people need time. House Dulkef declines.
Thank God.
No, I should have expected as much. And what does House Kadik say?
Both of my colleagues have made valid points. The matter is complicated. I believe that for the moment, House Kadik abstains.
So, one vote for, one against. And what about you? Should we take up the sword and fight for House Varun, or continue to cower here and pity ourselves?
Consider what you are about to say very carefully.
Yeah.
So be it.
And with all of this out of the way, we will take our leave. You have been through a great deal and deserve a chance to rest. The home, of course, is yours. You deserve a place among us. Know that House Varun is eternally grateful for all that you have done. And that...
Alright, so now we have our own house.
You have served House Varun.
Just trying to complete the quest. Okay. That is the end of the main quest line for the Starfield DLC. Like I said, when I finished the quest line, I was going to tell you about my personal feelings about how the quest line went.
Yes, you need me?
So here's my argument. Yes, the quest line was good, and it had a lot of material in it. It took me it took me a little less than 10 hours to complete the quest line, but that was more due to the fact of being under-leveled than the actual content that the quest line provided. So, did I enjoy the quest line? Absolutely. I think the quest line was very good. It was very well thought out. And for once, it actually does feel complete. However, $30 is a lot of money. That's worth half a game. And to get a little over, or we'll say 7 hours. To get 7 hours of content off of 30 hours or $30, that's pretty steep. Also, I feel like this is all stuff that should have been in the game from the beginning. Like when you go to Dawnguard or when you go to Dragonborn in the Skyrim aspect of things, it actually provided its own area. Like Dawnguard, or Dragonborn itself is its own island. Like it has all of it. Like it has dungeons. It has like their own dragon priests, dragons, like all. It was so much more, it felt like, than this. This kind of felt similar to Dawnguard, but even Dawnguard had more content, I believe, than what was here. So as far as DLCs go, I'm a little disappointed. I enjoyed it. I had fun playing it. But I'm disappointed in the sense of how much I actually got from it. So I don't know. I could go either way. I think specifically, is it worth a $30 price point? Probably not. Am I glad that I did it? Sure. I'm glad that I played. Let me know in the comments how you feel. It just kind of feels like this was all originally part of the game, and then it was cut for some reason. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. I'm gonna watch and see what some other people's opinions on this are, and see kind of where I stack up. But again, I enjoyed the content, and I think that it was all right. I just feel like that it probably wasn't worth a whole $30. I don't know. Bethesda's been worrying me lately. They've been kind of lax on a lot of things, and I think that's gonna come to bite them. And one of the things that worries me, because I obviously have been waiting for Elder Scrolls 6 since Skyrim came out, and I beat it the first time. I fell in love with Bethesda off of Skyrim. So I'm a little worried for Elder Scrolls 6 because of the quality that they've brought out here in Starfield. If they do like they did with this game for Skyrim, Bethesda's done. Bethesda's over. So hopefully they take what the criticisms are about their performance lately, and they kind of hit it back and do what they're supposed to do. On the other aspect of that is if they've already started to bring, like they've already started to like set the stage. It feels like they're already talking about how Skyrim, or how Elder Scrolls 6, if it doesn't stack up to like a 98% score on Metacritic, then it'll be a failure. And I feel, or 95%, I think. And I feel like they're trying to set themselves up for like they're trying to set the stage for a bad showing, and I don't like that. I don't like the way that sounds. So I don't know. I feel like Bethesda's they're gonna be struggling if they can't bring it back together. Like I said, I enjoyed this content. I thought it was fine. Is it worth the full $30? Probably not. If you wait a little bit and you find the DLC on sale, then that might be the better option for you. Because it just felt like this should have been part of the game from the beginning. So that's my 2 cents. I don't know if it's really that important, but that's coming from an avid Bethesda enjoyer. That gives you an idea of where I stand on everything. That being said, we have finished Shattered Space, so we will be going back into the rest of the game as soon as we get into the next episode. We've got lots of stuff that we want to do. We're going to continue out some more of the main quest line and work our way through some of the other content. So thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed your time, please leave a like and subscribe. Consider helping the channel out. and we will see you again on the next one.